T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Methods of a perfectionist. I'm trying to do my thing for all seasons. With talent heavy enough to crush every star breathing. The misconceptions don't get erased. They still gon' feel away. It feels like I do the right thing for the wrong reasons. Beyond rhymes, we make do, but we ain't on fine. Making changes under the surface. Peep the fault line. Competition turns deadly quicker for that big bang. My people been playing sweet games for a long time. Lately hanging over an open flame and hogtied. How I treat a rapper for trying to run with the wrong kind. I stay who I am for me. It ain't a off time. My Power Rangers beyond comprehension with these raw lines. Tremendous misuse of the mic. If they ain't doing it like this, they ain't doing it right. Get uplifted like a spirit when they move to the light. If they ain't doing it like this, they ain't doing it right. It's the perfectionist. It's halfway decent. I'm all the way nice. No ceiling in sight. Traveling great heights. Pedal to the metal. Never see my brake lights. That perfectionist shit gotta be all the way right. Yeah, all the way right. Perfectionist shit gotta be all the way right. Pedal to the metal, never see my brake lights. Perfectionist shit gotta be all the way right. Up then light another one. Treat my homie like my brother, like he was my mother's other son. But lately we've been living awkwardly. The blood's sticking in water, but the love ain't circulating properly. It's funny how life is sort of like the great challenge. To win the game, you gotta show great balance. But it seems like everyone's favorite part of it all is the part where you fall. What they portraying as frauds. People from back in the day marvel at the progression. Probably thought I'd be dead on an island acting reckless, violent with a weapon. But to your surprise, I'm still striving to perfection. No denying all my efforts. Trying to put more lines through the items on my checklist. Prefer to walk in peace because violence ain't the preference for the silence on the western. You test me and I'm running up to drop something heavy like I was Wallow with a message to perfection. These niggas halfway decent, I'm all the way nice. No ceiling in sight, traveling great heights. Pedal to the metal, never see my brake lights. Perfectionist shit gotta be all the way right. Yeah, all the way right. Perfectionist shit gotta be all the way right. Pedal to the metal, never see my brake lights. Perfectionist shit gotta be all the way right.
Hotep family, this is your RBG brother, God Hollywood Jr., coming to you on another exclusive program. Want to give a shout out to Cool Gamer in the house. Just want to thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. And today's topic is Marcus Garvey versus Frederick Douglass. And I had to do this program. Of course, I'm going to go in. Sister Karen. Wow, I didn't see you in a minute, sis. What's going on with you? Good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sister Karen. You know what I'm saying? This program is going to be deep. I hope you just keep watching. I hope you learn something because, I always drop knowledge. Because there's a lot of misinformation. And I want to clear her up. And that's the reason why scholarship is very important. People like to brag like they claim they're speaking truth and they want to speak reality, but this is reality. This is the truth. And I always tell people either source. Well, I got this from Brother Jabari, shout out to Brother Jabari, either source up or shut up. And I tell people that. And I take and I take that. I say either source up or shut up. This is the reason why sources are very important. You can't lie when it comes down to information. You can't lie when things been here since before us. You know what I'm saying? There's things been documented. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why research is very important, and sourcing and accurate source is very, very important. So yeah. So give a shout out to Karen. I'm glad that you here, that you're doing well. I only see you in a minute. So happy that you joined me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So today's topic is Marcus Garvey versus Frederick Douglass. So like I said, there's a lot of misinformation going around there, and I'm going to go in. Because a lot of these people talking recklessness, because you got because I noticed that you got a lot of people follow the Frederick Douglass mindset, the Frederick Douglass philosophy, right? Like that, like these indigenous Black Americans and the FBAs. They follow anybody that's anti-African, whether if it's home or abroad. Anybody that's anti-African follow Frederick Douglass philosophy, right? So everybody know about Frederick Douglass, and hey, Sister Raw in the house. Going on, Sister Raw. Good to see you, sis. Hit that like button. Definitely hit that like button. So there's a difference between Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass. Marcus Garvey believed in race first. He believed in race pride. He believed in, his philosophy is the unity between all African people. You know, from home and abroad, to make Africa better. You know, he was a Black nationalist. He wanted to unify African people that were spread out in the diaspora. Okay. He believed that he didn't believe, he know that if you're black, if you was in any type of into these slave plantations, like United States, like North America, South America, or Central America, you had sort of connection. You had connection to Africa. Okay, so he believed keeping your race pure. You know, the Black man, Black woman, and child. He believed in the Trinities, and this is nothing new. This is an old ancient tradition of African people. So, but as you can see, Frederick Douglass believed the opposite. We already know that Frederick Douglass was a mulatto. His mother was Black. He had a white father. And it doesn't matter how they hooked up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how they hooked up. But the problem is that he admitted of being mulatto himself. So I'm going to screen share. I'm going to do a lot of screen sharing today. So I want to, show my argument. I'm going to present my argument. So, because I want to make the connection. It's all about making this connection. So, according to according to Frederick Douglass, he was an integrationist. Frederick Douglass was an integrationist. Well, let me screen share this. I want to screen share this. Oh. Let me screen share this real quick. Because I want to. So Frederick Douglass was an integrationist. Marcus Garvey, he wasn't an integrationist. Frederick Douglass believed in building a bridge between the oppressed and the oppressors. When you're dealing with Frederick Douglass, he believed in integration. Now, Frederick Douglass, he has married a black woman. He has married a black woman. That was his first wife. But when she died, he married a white woman. Marcus Garvey did not do that. Marcus Garvey, both of his wives were African women. So there's a difference. Frederick Douglass believed in that we will do better under white folks than being in Africa. He was pushing this, you're an American in this country. So now this is the reason why you have black people to this day talking about their mix, but they still calling themselves black. You cannot call yourself black if you're mixed. They were saying Frederick Douglass was African American. No, he was not. He was mulatto. He was mulatto. He wasn't even black. They were saying that his features were light skin. Of course, the pictures would try to darken his skin, but this was a light-skinned man. Frederick Douglass was a light-skinned, high yellow man. So you have a lot of these anti-Pan-African garbage people that, speaking rhetoric, speaking stupidity, and they actually think they're going to get somewhere. You claiming that you're an American, but you asking for reparations. That doesn't work. You asking for reparations. These FBAs or these indigenous Black Americans or whatever they want to call themselves, you trying to get reparations that don't exist because reparations do not apply to Americans. Americans did not enslave Americans. But they have this Frederick Douglass philosophy mindset. I had this one B-rap sucker, and he turns around and says, well, you Pan-Africans, you had you've been around since Marcus Garvey, over 100 years. And he keeps saying that in his videos. And I'm like, okay, but you had a 200-year head start, because all that what you're saying is Frederick Douglass philosophy. And what has that getting you? Being integrated and building this bridge between white and black, what has it gotten you? These FBAs, these indigenous Black Americans, they had a 200-year head start. And where has it gotten them? And none of them can get along. I noticed that none of them, they always arguing, they always beefing, they can never get along. So they take their anger out on Pan-Africans who's basically trying to unify. But we already know how the government will step in and they will use, or they will put bugs in black people's ears and say, no, you're not African, you're different. And they'll run with it. And they'll spread like a virus. Tariq Nasheed, he's an agent, in my opinion. He's an agent. Because he started off as a Pan-African, playing off like he was a Pan-African. And because he couldn't get along with Umar Johnson, he decided to get back to Umar Johnson. He decided to run to Yvette Carnell, who hates men. She's a man hater. Lesbian. She's down with the LGBTQ. But she wants to play Adolf. And she's also a mulatto. A Frederick Douglass follower. And she even said the red, black, and green doesn't apply to her. Frederick Douglass don't believe in the red, black, and green. He believe in the red, white, and blue. Shout out to KW Dawn 7. Hotep, brother, Hotep. Frederick Douglass was a black nativist. He is a forerunner to ADOS, FBA, yes. Sincere, the Tribe, and American Freedmen, yes. Facts. But again, Frederick Douglass wasn't black. He was mulatto. He was mixed. He was proud to even say he was mulatto. So I can't even say that he was a black nativist. He was and this is all through the sources. If you check all the sources, they made it say, no, he is a mixed breed. He's not black. He's not of my people. He's not my people. And yes, he's right. And yes, KW Dawn is on point. He is a forerunner for ADOS and FBA. He was an anti-Pan-African. Well, what do you expect? What do you expect? Because Yvette Carnell, she don't like Africa. She don't like Pan-Africans either. What do you expect? But she's fighting for who? She's not fighting for me. She's fighting, and you notice all of these FBAs and these indigenous Black Americans, all of them say they're mixed. You notice that? All of them say, well, I mixed with some native blood in me. I got some white in me. I got some European. All of them say that. All of them say they add mixture, this admixture nonsense. All of them. Oh, none of us are pure. This is the bullshit. This is the garbage that they would say. Oh yeah, that's name is Tariq Nasheed, which is a Muslim name, by the way. He said he's FBA, but he got an Arab name, which is kind of funny. But yeah, his name is Marcus. Yeah, his name is Marcus. He tried to front, but his name is definitely Marcus. He act like nobody going to investigate him. People going to know who he is. His name is Marcus. Forgot his last name, but his name is Marcus. Yeah, he's phony. He's an opportunist. He said one of those conscious pimps that the hobos are jealous that they want to be like the hobos, which I'm going to get into that. I'm going to talk about the hobos. I'm going to talk about the difference between the beta males and the alpha males in this movement. The difference between a beta male and an alpha male. Oh, I'm gonna go in on a couple of. I'm not gonna even have to say no names. They know who the beta male is. People, these males, these black, especially the black males, they know who they beta males. I'm not gonna mention their names. I could mention some names. Karen, maybe you know who I may be talking about, Karen. But I could mention some beta males. I'm not gonna go there because I'm not giving these people no clout. I'm not giving these people no recognition. They will have to either they're watching this video or they might watch this video just to see if I'm slick dissing them, just to see if I'm making subliminal messages. But they know who their beta males are. That's right. Facts. That's true. Yep. Facts. That's true. But they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that. They want to. Trust me. It's these people. They love their oppressors. They love them. Facts. Yeah, the ADOS thing is dead. That's died out. That's done. The ADOS that's done. I don't even hear about that no more. That's done. That have died out since it first came out. I knew it was gonna. And then this FBA now starting to dwindle because that's all they do. They fight each other. That's all they do. They fight each other. Pan-Africanism never died. It just slowed down because of interference, which I'm going to get to that. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that, Karen. Oh, yeah, Marcus Sanders. That's his name. That's Tariq Nasheed's real name. Tariq Nasheed's real name is Marcus Sanders. Thank you, KW Don. You got that right. Yes, yeah. Rashid, what's good, brother Rashid in the house? What's going on, King? Good to see you, Rashid. Good to see you, my brother. So let's do some screen sharing. I want to get right into it. Let's do some. So the question is, what did Africa mean to Frederick Douglass? So let's screen share. Let's do some screen sharing. Hold on, let me just get out of here for quick. All right, let's do some screen sharing right now. That's why I tell people like to run their mouth on fucking YouTube. It just gets on my damn nerves. Just like when I had that debate with that bozo Muhammad. How the hell you gonna have a debate with me and you don't show no damn sources of what the hell you talking about? And then you're gonna say you want some damn debate? And we had spoke about this debate in advance. And I told him, I said, man, you're gonna have when I present my sources, you're gonna have to rebuttal that. You can't talk your way. And the only thing they can do, these religious, that's why I don't like to debate religious people, because they try to just use everything is based off of their God. Well, God and God that, because they know that's a cop-out. That's a cop-out thing. And you know that you can't use religion with historical facts. I can't stand that bullshit. So Let me just blow this up because I want people to see what I'm presenting here. So this is what the FBAs and the indigenous Black Americans, whatever they want to call themselves, this is what they get their crap from. So what did Africa mean to Frederick Douglass? Well, according to Frederick Douglass, let me see if I can highlight this. So I want people to see this. I want people to see what I'm presenting here. Now, Douglass, they said since the 18th century, anti-slavery and anti-racist activists of the descent of African descendants across the Atlantic world have sought to establish a connection with Africa. The great American abolitionist Frederick Douglass resented those trends. This is what Douglass said. Douglass self-identified as a citizen. Now, he called himself a citizen. He called himself a citizen. This is what Black people, these FBA, they think they're a citizen. They calling themselves citizens. They wasn't white America, the Europeans, Americans. They didn't say that y'all was. They didn't say y'all were citizens. They didn't call you this. They didn't say, well, you know what? We're sorry. Now you become citizens of the United States. Now you are now Americans. They didn't say that. Frederick Douglass believed that he was a citizen. So he said he has self-identified as a citizen of the USA and rejected all arguments that African Americans had any racial, national, or spiritual connection with African peoples. Wow. This is what he said. This is what the FBA regurgitating Frederick Douglass. I want people to see that. Hotep, sister Tanzan. Hotep, sis. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. But I want people to see that. Frederick Douglass self-identified as a citizen of the USA and rejected all arguments that African Americans had any racial or national or spiritual connection with African peoples. This is coming from a mulatto. This is coming from a mulatto. Okay. Let me see. He also said, let me just read down here. He said, because he was convinced that the Anglo-American colonization provided far greater opportunities. This is what these FBAs, the indigenous Black Americans, this is what these anti-Pan-Africans also believes. They know who they are, following the Frederick Douglass philosophy, you know what I'm saying? Following a mulatto once again. He said because he was convinced that the Anglo-American colonization provided far greater opportunities for individual and collective betterment than the relocation to Africa. This is what Frederick Douglass believed. This is what the FBA and all these other Pan-Africans, this is what they're into. They following this Frederick Douglass mindset. Okay? So I want to show that. So he believed that black people, African people in the in America, in the United States of America, don't have no connection. Let me highlight again. Because I want people to see where these FBAs are getting this from. Who's the real agent? Who's the real agent? Who's the real integrationist? And this is what black people who consider themselves Americans, what has that gotten you so far? You had a 200-year head start since Frederick Douglass. Because what? Because you could dribble the ball? Because you making $1 million deals? Well, what is it? What is it? Because they allow you in there, because you still got, look, you still got to make them rich, because every time, because like I said, there's a difference between being wealthy and being rich. How many black ball players that did all that playing basketball actually own a basketball team? We're not talking about coaching. Anybody could coach, but actually own a basketball team and winning championships. So yeah, you have a lot of rich black people. You have rich black people, but there's no wealthy black folks in the United States. Anybody could be rich. You could win a lottery and be rich. But you had a 200-year start, and you still can't vote. You still, your environment is still messed up. You can't even live among your own people. You got to live among your oppressor. You're still fighting this white supremacy. You're still talking about racial injustice. But according to Frederick Douglass, if you integrate and if you be a good citizen, there wouldn't be no racial injustice. And again, he also believes, and I'm going to show this one last time, that he said he was convinced that the Anglo-American civilization provided far greater opportunities for individuals and collective betterment than relocation to Africa. So this is what the mindset comes from. The Frederick Douglass philosophy that these FBAs and the indigenous or the ADOS or whatever they want to call them. So this is where they get it from. So I want to show you something else real quick. Frederick Douglass also don't believe in race pride, which I'm going to show that too. They said Frederick Douglass was no fan of being race first. Wow. And you hear that even among the FBAs. You're going to hear that because they want to be closer to the oppressor. You're going to hear the hate of Tariq Nasheed. You're going to hear the beefs that goes among these evil indigenous Black Americans. And I want to talk about this lineage. They keep talking about this lineage. But I'm going to get into that later. So, Frederick Douglass reject racial politics. He said, according to him, it's not racial. It has nothing to do with race. He don't believe in racial politics because according to him, it's not about race. It's just politics. And like I said, I'm showing you sources so people can't say, where's your source? I'm showing you sources. You know what? Let me blow it up because I want people to see this. I don't want people to say, well, where's your source? The source is right here. I don't hide nothing. Frederick Douglass never been to Africa. You never heard Frederick Douglass going to Africa. Now, he been to Europe. It's a lot of hypocrisy among these people, you know. So they say Frederick rejects the racial politics. So if you read down here, they said Douglass, right here. Hope everybody can see that. Let me blow that up. They said Douglass was no fan of race pride. He was no fan of it. So he was no fan of being race first. He was no fan of embracing your race. He was no fan of it. He didn't like it. He didn't support it. And you hear that out of these FBAs and these indigenous Black Americans. You hear that a lot where it's not about race. It's not about race. So there's another source here. People can go back and look into it. So I want people to understand that this is what all this mumble jumble come from when you hear from these FBAs and all that stuff. This is the total opposite of Marcus Garvey. Frederick Douglass was the total opposite. So I'm going to get into Pan-Africanism because people think Pan-African started with Marcus Garvey, and they think, and you got these ADOS and FBAs. I want to keep saying ADOS because ADOS is pretty much gone, dead and gone. So you got these indigenous Black Americans, and you have these FBAs, and they always keep saying, well, Pan-Africa comes from the white man. You got all this Africa, even Africa comes from the white man, all this misinformation. And I'm going to prove to you that Pan-Africanism started way before Marcus Garvey. Way before Marcus Garvey. Before Marcus Garvey was even born. Okay? Because they keep telling this lie to make them feel good. All this feel good crap. Right? So I'm going to play you how FBAs, how they really are. I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to get flagged, but I'm going to audio it, and you can hear, and matter of fact, it was one chick on there that one indigenous Black American chick on there, this loser, this piece of shit, she infiltrated my panel because I talked about her leader, Tariq Nasheed. Let me screen share this. Hold up. Like I said, I'm gonna do a few screen share. Hit that like button. Hit that like button so far. Because I'm gonna tear this shit apart. So let me screen share this. Hold on. Let me see if I can screen. Okay. So I'm going to screen share this for a little bit. So let's play this real quick. I'm going to play this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to play this. Oh, no. This is... Okay, I don't want to... No, you know what? I'm not going to share. I'm just going to play the audio. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to play this audio, and you can hear two FBAs, or two indigenous Black American Negro, I would say negropeans on here. I'm going to use the word negropeans because that's what they are. I'm not going to say negropeans. I would say negropeans arguing, beefing with each other, right? Okay, so, and one of them do not even live in the United States. He live in Holland. Holland is in, let me see where. Holland is in, where's Holland at? In Netherlands. This motherfucker live in Netherlands. Okay? He live in Europe and Netherlands. So let me play you this. I'm gonna play this. Now these are two FBA negropeans arguing, beefing with each other. Here it is. This is why I don't deal with these people. Okay, I don't deal with these people.
To repair, right? I wouldn't want to trust myself with that task. So other people have to take care of it.
Don't you think that the numbers matter? Don't you think that if we all bombarded and gave our understanding on what we want, or gave this understanding for them to know that we even exist, that would help our argument versus sitting on platforms of social media just arguing and debating about our reparations that they can't do nothing?
Well, wait, you're doing that reparations talk and you're writing letters in all caps. So if you're going to do it, wait, hold on. If you're going to do it, then do it right. That's what
you don't have to do it the way I am a public.
Wait.
I'm not a lawyer.
You can do it for your.
I am a public person, but I did not think that the Black Caucus was going to do anything, anyways, because they're against us. That's the part you're not getting that I get. Okay, now if I talk to this other woman,
are you just waiting for reparations? Is your whole?
I don't want us to be.
What do you do for a living?
That's not no here nor there. I don't want to get into too personal on what I do.
You do fuck all for a living. You do nothing for a living except make these fucked up videos on YouTube using a phone, recording
the truth on YouTube is what I do. Telling the truth on YouTube is what I do that you seem to have a problem with because you're so used to people condoning your bullshit. And you always because where you need to be and how you need to go is get a hold of Kobe Smith and beg his fucking partner. That's what you need to go do because he's more relevant than you are. And you're upset about that because I'm telling you the fucking truth.
Relevant how?
He has more of a presence and he's more consistent and he's never flip-flop. That's how.
Okay, well now check this out. Let me respond to you.
So why don't you contact him and stop having your ego up your ass?
Listen, faggot.
Bitch, fuck you and your mama. How about that? Fuck you and your mama. Suck a dirty dick.
Yeah, okay.
That's what you go do.
Okay, anything else?
That's what you go do. Suck a dog's dick, a dirty dick, and slowly die. If I was a faggot, I needed to be one from some weak-ass men such as you. If I was one, I needed to be one to get and prevent myself from being with weak-ass men such as you. Okay, why don't you humble your fucking self, bitch, ass nigga, and contact Kobe Smith about how y'all should remedy y'all bullshit and do something.
Okay.
Get off your ass and stop having your ego up your fucking asshole.
Yeah, okay. Are you done or are you finished?
I could be.
Okay, well, why don't you do that then? Let me mute your ass. Or you can mute yourself so we can still have the conversation. This is the problem why everyone thinks that you're crazy. Okay?
I don't give a fuck what people think.
Exactly. So if you don't care why people you crazy, why you in your feelings when people call you crazy?
Because you went with this faggot bullshit and all this other sidebar shit. I didn't even go in on you like that until you did it. But now you're confused.
You're a faggot.
Now you're confused. Bitch, I've been single and celibate for 4 years. You don't know what the fuck I am.
You're a faggot.
You don't know what the fuck I am. That's what I'm talking about. So when I disrespect you, somehow you're confused. But again, at least my heart's in the right place and your bitch assness is there. That's why Kobe should be the one that's present on panels versus your bitch ass because you act like a little girl that can't make up your fucking mind because you want to be happy with everybody and be everybody's fucking friend, bitch. I don't do that. You do. You do that. You want to be everybody's fucking friend. You want to hold hands and play patty cake with everybody, bitch. I don't do that. That's what you do.
Okay, now it's my turn to respond. So now this is the issue. Again, you're mad that I don't respond the way you want me to respond. And I don't know you from a can of paint. I don't give a fuck about you. You got my name. You got my name in your mouth 8
That's right,
times.
because you talked shit about me before. You don't think I know?
I don't even know you.
You don't think I know?
I don't know your faggot ass.
I know this crazy comment came from your bitch ass. That's how much I fucking know. And I know that you probably said that shit to Megan. That's how I fucking know because you was a little bitch.
Which comment?
That's what you are.
Which comment?
Saying I was crazy to begin with, bitch. That was you. That was you. That was you. And you're mad because I got more testosterone than your bitch ass does. And you hate that shit, right?
No, bitch,
well, why don't you get up off your ass, contact Kobe Smith, and be a man for a change? Be a leader. If that's what you're supposed to be as a man, why don't you practice what you fucking preach? You're nobody's leader on a goddamn platform talking shit about it.
Okay, yes, and I'm gonna mute this whole faggot. So this is why she came up here, okay? Because she been having my name in her mouth. Knock Measy this, knock Measy that. Knock Measy's gonna do what Knock Measy does. You understand what I'm saying? I try to have a conversation, but she can't stay on topic. Which is why Afrodamus blocked this stupid ass.
No, he blocked me because
Afrodamus blocked this stupid ass because she can't stay on topic.
And your bitch ass would.
And she's the most.
Why are you scared of Africa?
And she's crazy. And
why are you scared of Africa?
And then I will let her speak, but she's gonna have to take her meds.
Why are you?
So go take your meds, bitch, and then come
You're
back.
Scared of.
Take your meds.
That's why.
Yeah. Take your meds.
The mute button.
Take your meds.
Use a little bitch.
Take your meds.
You scared of Afrodamus, you whole ass nigga.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that right now.
Yeah, you're scared of him. You won't say nothing to him, will you?
Are you ready
After
to
all this shit he's been talking, you won't say.
Are you ready to talk about that?
Yeah, are you scared of him or what?
No. Okay, so let's talk. Are you calm?
Are you scared of him or what?
Wait, I gotta have your word that you're gonna stay calm.
I'm apparently calmer than I just was. Are you scared of him?
So no. So now check this out. No, I'm not. So now
why are you in the show?
Hold on. You would call into Afrodamus' show more than I would.
You was a goddamn lie.
Oh yes, you were. You.
I just want to play that real quick because it shows you these are two FBA piece of shit people. This is what you're going to get out of these Looney Coons. One of them, the dude who was talking, he don't even live in the United States. He don't even live in America. Don't be fooled because when he talks about New York and, oh yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. Dude, you in Holland and Netherlands. You living with your oppressors. Well, I'm for Black Americans. No, you're not. That's why I don't allow these goofy coons on my damn panel. These are cock blockers. And that bimbo bitch that he has on there, I don't give a fuck about her. She's a scumbag. That's the reason why when he asked her, what do you do for a living? She didn't say nothing. Hobos. The hobo movement, the so-called conscious hobo movement. They claim they're conscious, but they bumming. And they want to blame other black people, African people, for their downfall. I don't have these people on my platform. I want to show this comment because Karen made a good point. She said Frederick thought if he showed white folks that we were good, loyal Americans and consistently turn the other cheek, white folks will accept black people. That is so true. And this is the reason why they try to, I'm an indigenous Black American. I'm a foundation of Black American. That's what they follow, this dumbass philosophy. Because they think if they give me reparations, I'll be a good nigga. I'll be a good negropean. I'll give it right back to Massa. If they just give me some reparations, I'll give it back to Massa. And they come and infiltrate on our platforms. I want to give a big shout out to the king, Brother Bakari. Shout out to you, Brother Bakari. Shout out to you. That's my brother from another. Brother Bakari said, I'm going to use this video as well as for a video I have coming up. Definitely. That's what's up. That's what's up. Because this needs to be addressed. This needs to be addressed. And I've heard Karen. Shout out to Sister Karen once again. And no, Karen is not. And no, Karen's not white. Let everybody know you're not white, Karen. Karen is not white. She's a sister. I thought she was when I first heard about her, but she's not. But shout out to Sister Karen. But Sister Karen, she had talked about this a little bit, about these men, these black men. And I didn't understand it at first. But now I know, because there is a difference between the alpha man and the beta man. I want to get into that. I really want to get into that because, and shout out to Afro Think Tank, because I think Brother Bakari told me about that brother. Shout out to him, and I'm going to play one of his videos. That our video I want to show. Because like I said, we see, that's one thing about, and I hope Sister Karen could understand about Pan-Africanism, because I don't want her to think anything else, because this is not a Umar Johnson thing. I don't agree with everything on Umar Johnson there. I know he bigs up Frederick Douglass. And I'm not saying Frederick Douglass haven't done any good. I'm just saying his philosophy I disagree with. I'm not a Frederick Douglass follower. I'm not a fan of Frederick Douglass. That's just me. So I don't roll with that like that. So if that's what Umar Johnson, that's what he's into, that's what he's into. I don't agree with everything that Umar Johnson does. But at the same time, I'm not going to hate the brother because I disagree with some of the things that he said. I don't do that. Me and Brother Bakar, we have our disagreements, but do I go around and do like those clowns did, those goofballs did on our show? Oh, you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that. And what the fuck are you doing? I'm not, no. We're going to sit there and we talk about like alphas. That's what alphas do. That's beta. What you just heard, that's beta clown shit. That's beta clown shit. Alphas, we don't do that. We don't have to prove that we big and bad with each other. There's a line of respect. You know, you ever heard that saying, real recognize real? There's some things I'm not going to cross Brother Bakari because I know he's a real motherfucker. I'm not going to cross Cool Carter because I know he's a real dude. And I know they won't do that to me. There's a lot of respect. But beta males, they don't respect each other. I want to get into that. Because when you're dealing with Africans and African people, we got to separate from the weak from the strong. And that's what I believe. So one of them, just like I proved in that video, one of them, you heard this dude, and he, like I say, he don't practice what he preached. He claimed that he went to Ghana and all that other stuff. And to me, that shows hypocrisy because it's obvious you went to Ghana and you haven't learned nothing. You went to Ghana, you didn't learn nothing. What you going to Ghana there for? What you going to Ghana for? Why are you going to Africa? To show that you don't hate African people? Like, that's nonsense. Like, what do you learn when you went to Africa? Well, I'm just going. I go over there. Mentor what? What are you mentoring? What work have you been doing? None of these people do real serious work. But that you heard two beta males talking. So I'm going to. So this is where, let me screen share this. So this is who their leader is. This is who their leader is. This is their leader. Their leader is a fucking pimp. And you see the yellow woman that he's holding, by the way. Their leader is a fucking pimp. This is who came up with this FBA garbage. Now, remind you, he's no scholar. He takes people's, hidden colors is basically nothing but uses other people's work to create a film. Okay, he's no scholar, he's no filmmaker. He hires filmmakers to do stuff for him, but he's no filmmaker. That's what he's a scumbag pimp. And this is who their leader is. And he actually got a book out called The Holy Book of the Game, of Game. This man looking like a fake ass, I'll be sure. He got a two forehead. I'm sorry, not a forehead, a two head. He looked like a walking chipmunk. This guy is not no G. He's not even GQ. He's not even GQ material. This man looked like he got so much nuts in his mouth. Looking like Alvin the Chipmunk. Like a broke Al B. Shore. Yes. Yeah, so he's feminine. He's a feminist. Oh, well, I'm gonna play that too. I'm gonna play that too. Matter of fact, let me play that right now. This is the FBA's. This is who their leader is. This is the indigenous. This is who they following. A pimp, a scumbag, low budget pimp. And let me tell you this: who the hell still pimping in the new millennium? This came out in 2005. Who's still pimping? This old 70, 60, 70 bullshit. Who's still doing that? Oh, I'm a pimp. I'm pimping. That shit died in the 90s, man. You still pimping? You still with this pimp shit? Oh, yeah, babe, I'm here. And he's talking to Michael Moore. Brother Bakari, I think Brother Bakari showed that. And he got his white women. Yeah, Michael Moore. Just want to show you how to pimp the game, you know? You know. In a new millennium. Where's the growth? But this is their leader. And he do not like African women. You should have heard the crap that he says about African women. Oh, you know, you live in mud houses and da-da-da-da and da-da-da, which is not true at all. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, and I know it's going to piss a lot of Black Americans off. You got a lot of African people living better than us. I tell you that, and I've seen it. Them houses, they look like mansions. And they're not paying millions of dollars. I tell you that. Don't take my word for it. Do the research. Them brothers say, oh, this is my house. I said, that's your house. I said, that shit look like a damn mansion. I spoke to this one brother, his name is Abdul from Lagos. He showed me a house. That should look like a damn mansion to me. He said, yo, I only paid what? 100,000 in Naira. I said, damn, you only paid that much? He said, yeah. He said, yeah, that's my house. I said, damn. He said, well, y'all paying millions and millions of dollars, $1,000 just for an apartment. He said, we will hook y'all up if y'all just came in over to us and we will give you a big house. You won't even have to do that. You don't have to do none of that. She said he got nuts in his mouth already. Yeah, the man look like an Alvin and Chipmunk. And then, yeah, and you're right, Karen. He got a little sugar in his tank too. Because when you start associating with white folks a little bit too long, you're gonna start doing some freaky shit. I'm not surprised. His household, because, you know, he got a white mother-in-law and he has a biracial wife. I won't be surprised there's some Greek and Rome sex shit going around there. He probably fucking his mother-in-law too, because she looked like she could be one of those sick freaks. I won't be surprised. Probably fuck her because why is the mother-in-law living with him? Why is the mother-in-law living with him? You know, they supposed to have their own place. Why are they living with you? I'm just saying. But let me tell you how Fruit Loop this dude is. But this is the FBA. This is the indigenous Black Americans. The Black America. I'm a Black American. This is the Frederick Douglass followers. This is their leader. But let me show you how this dude got sugar in his tank. Let me screen share this. Hold on. Stop screen sharing this. Because I want y'all to see this. Because he started talking to our brother Brandon, Pan-African Strikes Back. Shout out to brother Brandon. Please subscribe to his channel. Good brother. Always showed me love every time I come through. He always showed brother Bakari love. Good brother. And yes, me and Brandon, we might have our disagreements. And it's good to have disagreements. But I never put that brother down. Because I know we'll fight. And we are fighting, might not fight the same fight. We have different strategies. I might do things different from Brandon. Brother Bakari might do things different from Brandon. From me and Brandon. We do things differently, but we fighting the same fight. We fighting the same fight. I teach African history. I'm teaching African pride. That's what I do on my panel. This is what I always wanted to do, is teach African pride. Brother Bakari, he promotes, and he does book drive. He promotes Black businesses, African businesses. That's what he does. Making sure our babies are equipped. They can do more than just doing playing basketball or whatever. They could be scientists for our people. They could be doctors for our people. And that's what Brother Bakari is doing. Forecast, another one. He show awareness. I love what Forecast is going. Shout out to my brother Forecast. I love what he does. But that's what Pan-Africanism do. This was Pan-Africanism. It's rising again. And I'm going to show you why that Pan-Africanism slowed down. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why. See, when I do my programs, I have answers. I'm not bringing no goofy shit no more. I'm not bringing these B-rap suckers on my panel no more. I'm not bringing these crack babies on my panel no more. And I'm not going to mention their name, but I know they're going to look on I'm going to look on his videos to see if he's slick this to me or making subliminal messages so I can make a video and talk about God in Hollywood. These are some sick bastards. So I'm going to show you. Let me screen share with Tariq Nasheed. Let's break it down. Let's break it, because Tariq Nasheed is not a smart dude. I hope Tariq Nasheed is listening, because we could have a nice debate, and I could destroy him in a nice electoral debate. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get it in. So as you can see, he's trying to make fun of my brother Brandon. Give me 1 second. Okay. I want people to listen to this. Just want to make sure. Okay, here we go. You got to put a disclaimer because, you know, you don't want people like, oh, you using my video, da, da, da. No, I use your videos because in a fair use, because I have something to say. I'm not going to just use a video, just try to get subscribers like some people do. Or I'm not going to just talk shit. I'm going to tell you why I'm using your video. I'm not going to even use all of it. I just wanted some of it. So here it is.
These folks who got a vested interest in pushing Pan-Africanism on us. A lot of them are crying foul right now because we are looking at our lineage and we're getting codified based on our lineage. So that's why whenever we get on code, and you see a lot of these people, many of them are ops, some of them are agents, some of them are just jealous tethers. Now, y'all remember, if y'all seen footage, and I'm not going to give too much shine to this one fat fuck boy, but there's this one bitch nigga who's been doing some homoerotic videos about me for damn near a year. This big fat bitch nigga has a page. This Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, a big fat.
Okay, so let's do it this way, right? He's talking about lineage. So let's look at what is lineage. And as you can see, he's a Pan-African hater. He's a Pan-African hater. He don't like African people, but he has been to Africa too. He's another one that goes to Africa. And a lot of the times, these people, they will go to Africa just to say, hey, I've been to Africa, and just lie and put it down. I've been to Africa. Some of them will go, but then they'll come out and because the first thing is because they'll turn around and say, well, you know, they have to say that because they could turn around and say, because they try to avoid people say, well, you never been to Africa, right? So they go to Africa and they'll try to find the worst places they can find and say, see, you don't want to come here. This is what they do, and that's what he did. This is exactly what he did. So what is lineage? What is lineage? Hold on. So I want to let's do this. We got to find out what is lineage. Okay, let me screen share this. So we got to find out what is lineage. Because people keep using that. These FBAs and these indigenous Black Americans or ADOS or whatever they want to call themselves, they keep using this word lineage. So what the fuck is a lineage? What is lineage? Let's see, because I don't know if they're using it right. So lineage is a direct descent from an ancestor or a line of descendants from an ancestor. So basically, it's a bloodline or an ancestor. So who's their ancestors? Who's your ancestors? Who's this ancestor that they're considered a Black American? You can't say Harriet Tubman because Harriet Tubman wasn't a Black American. Can't say Nat Turner because Nat Turner wasn't a black American. You never heard him. You never heard her say, "I'm an American." You never heard Nat Turner say, "I'm an American." You can't even say Malcolm X. Malcolm X never said that he was American. He said, "I'm African. We're not Americans." So who's these ancestors that they talk about? You notice they never said anything. They keep saying black Americans. Who's these black Americans? Oh, are you saying that are you the bloodline of Frederick Douglass? Are you the ancestor of Frederick Douglass? I think that's what they might be talking about. I think they might be talking about they're the ancestor of Frederick Douglass, because this is where they got all their talking points come from. Oh, I get it now. This is the reason why they keep saying, well, we're admixture people. We are not pure black people. This is where all their talking points come from. So I think they might be talking about, and in the name of my ancestors. Who's your ancestors? So they're very vague on this lineage. They're very vague. We put checking our lineage. Who's your lineage? Are you related to? Where's your bloodline located at? We look, we like to know. Because none of them believe in DNA. They let you know, I don't believe it, I don't trust it. Believe DNA. None of these people are scientists. Because anytime when if you want your reparations, that's one of the things going to come up is take your DNA test. You're going to have to show and prove. You're going to have to show and prove to say who you are. That's just how it is. Those native Indians, they didn't want to be close to so much. Them native Indians that they want to relate to so much, they take their DNA test. They believe in that shit. I would say they believe it. They know it works. But the lineage is very vague. It's a very vague name. Oh, my lineage. Who are you related to? What is your bloodline? Who are you connected to? Who's your ancestor? Well, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. Because my ancestors are African people. And I'm going to prove that. I'm going to prove that. Like I said, they can't use... Well, black people was here, they can't use that. African people did come to North America, but they did not go further up north. They only stopped in Mexico before it was called Mexico. It wasn't called, before it was called Mexico, it was just land that African people built, and that was during the Kemet Empire, ancient Kemet Empire. That was during that time. That's why I say that's why I tell black folks, you're gonna have to do the timeline. And after the fall of ancient Kemet, those black people went home. They went back home. They went back home. They didn't stay there. But they left something behind to let you know that they were here. African people are pyramid builders. There's no other race of people that's known to build pyramids. Show me evidence. Show me evidence that the first Asian that built the pyramid in Asia or Indonesia. Show me proof or evidence that the first pyramids that was built by a Mexican. Show me proof. Where's the scholars that claim they got all this knowledge that said, oh no, the Africans didn't build that, Mexicans built that? Well, show me. Show me that the Indians, these native Indians, built the pyramids in Mexico. Show me. Prove it to me. Damn it. I would like to know. Yeah, there's a lot of Greek and Rome shit going in the house. But let me finish playing this video. But he keep talking about this lineage. And I want to show the people what lineage you're talking about. Because according to definition, lineage is a direct descendant from an ancestor. Who are their direct ancestors? FBAs, are you listening? Tariq Nasheed, are you watching? The indigenous Black Americans, are you watching? Who are your direct ancestors? In the name of my ancestors, who's your ancestors? See, they won't never answer that because they cannot answer that. It's all pseudo. Everything that come out their mouth is pseudo. So let's finish watching. Let me get out of here. Oh shit. Okay, let me get out of here. Okay, here we go. So let me fast forward this because I want to get to the part when he started talking about Brandon.
And I'm not really trying to give him too much on. This is his big fat ass right here trying to work out, trying to be tough with his wide ass hips. He got wide ass bitch hips. Look at him. Again, I'm not going to give his big fat ass too much shine. And this is another angle of his big, jolly, Countess Vaughn built ass. But he's a big, fat, jealous bitch. And Brandon Tucker, I know you're listening, you big fat ass loser. He sits up just making videos lying about me all day. Tariq scammed. Tariq did some scams. Tariq scams the money from Haiti. Just making up stuff like a bitch. He's very jealous. He's about 5'6", fat as hell, janky hairline, thighs rubbing together like a big old bitch. I'm tall, beautiful, sexy, and respected. So this nigga is so damn jealous. Yes, this nigga, he makes donkey booty workout videos. This big fat bitch nigga, this big fat hoe ass nigga, you ain't slick, Brandon Tucker, with your fat ass. And by the way, so I posted some pictures. Somebody sent me some pictures of his ass outside of his crib. Nigga, that wasn't me who took the pictures. Some people sent me the pictures of your fat ass. Nigga, you ain't, I don't get no brownie points for pulling up on your fat, goofy ass, because all you gonna try to do is sue. This nigga's been trying to instigate somebody to touch him, connected with me, so his fat ass can be in courtroom. If somebody touch his fat ass, he get up there trying to act tough. The minute somebody touches fat ass, he's up in court just like this. His fat ass is gonna be up in court with a blouse and a bayang like Rachel Gentile.
That's right, Sister Karen. Oh shoot. Ron-san, what's good, brother? What's good? What's good? I ain't see you in a minute. Shout out to Ron-san. I ain't see this brother in a minute. What's good, King? What's good? But Sister Karen made a good point. Brother Bakari said he sounds like a homophile talking about a man's butt, hips, and thighs. Then he's tall, slim, and beautiful. Damn, I was just about to get to that. Damn, brother, because you beat me to it. You beat me to it, King. Because he said, oh, look out, what man called himself sexy? Why would you, oh, I'm so sexy. What man called himself sexy? What real man called himself sexy? We don't call ourselves, we might say, oh, you know, we fly. But damn, my whole thing is this. He did all that looking at another man's, but you had a picture. Tariq Nasheed had a picture of looking at another man's ass, and then he's going to describe it. That's not manly. This guy's a Fruit Loop. Oh yeah, look at his ass. Look at them wide head. Like you getting around, like he sounded like he was beating off while he was talking about it. That's a sick fuck. But this is the FBA's and the Indigenous Black America. This is their leader. See, there probably a lot of freaky shit goes on in our house. That white shit that goes on in our house. Plantation sex. The mother-in-law probably whipping him and saying, what's your name, Toby? The mother-in-law wearing all black, whipping him, playing those roots roles. I know that's what they're doing. And you know, he's, you know, of course the father-in-law, you know, he's messing with him because it's a lot of plantation shit going around because you're dealing with homosexuality too. And I won't be surprised he's messing with his kids. See, that Greek and Rome, and this is what United States is becoming. United States becoming Greek and Rome. And I proved that in my last live. Look at the courthouses. Look how they look. They look like Greeks. White people never forgot where they come from. They always show their ancient Europe, glory of ancient Europe. They always show that. You notice that? Even in their movies. Game of Thrones, 300. Those are European. That's their glory. That's what they're into. Homosexuality, bestiality. Now you got these homosexual black men. They sticking gerbils up their ass now, which is actually animal abuse. So I'm not surprised this was going on with Tariq Nasheed. He's a Fruit Loop. He's a Fruit Loop. He's a beta male. Only beta males look at another man's ass. And, oh man, look at those wide hips. Oh, showing his. That's all you look. And he did 2 shots of it. Look at that wide ass. Look at that ass. Look at those sexy hips. The man is fucking sick. He's sick. But this is their leader. Let me read some of your comments. She said, Karen said, yes, he's sweet as pie. Yeah. Rodson said he think that's funny when it makes him sounds funny. Tyree looking at another man's butt. Exactly. That shit was not manly at all. Hey, what's up, Good Vibes? What's going on, sister? Shout out to Good Vibes. What's going on, sis? Hotel. Tyreek be listening to that song. I'm sexy for my shirt. I'm sexy for That is so true. That is so true. Omar Johnson said, I'm sexy with minds. Facts. You know what? I asked that cornball, what is Foundation of Black America? I asked him. I don't know, Rashawn. Look, I spoke to Tariq Nasheed on Instagram. Now, first of all, he reached out to me. I didn't reach out to him. He just came on. I just said, what is Foundation Black America? Did you know this motherfucker hit me up just to tell me, or Foundation Black American and blah blah blah. Hold on. Let's look. Hold on. I'm gonna screen share this. I'm glad my brother Rashid, because I don't think he saw that shit. I want to. Hold on. Let me show this. Let me show this piece of shit. Moist. I'll be sure looking motherfucker. Hold on. Let me show this. Let me screen share this. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that video up. Give me 1 second. This piece of shit here. Give me 1 second. I'm looking for the video with me when this dude literally harassing me. See Tariq Nasheed, he's a beta male. I don't fuck with beta male niggapeans. I don't fuck with these dudes. And I don't fuck with these I don't fuck with beta male bitches either. I disrespect beta male females. I don't like them either. I would disrespect them. I only fuck with alpha females. I don't fuck with beta males and beta females. I don't deal with them. I don't deal with weak niggapeans. I don't deal with them. Period. Here we go. Let me screen share this shit. Let me screen share this piece of shit.
Black people, Black Americans who were non-immigrants, Black.
Now, hold on. Now, all right, here we go. I hope y'all can listen to this. Hold on. Oh shit! I don't want to. Now here's me. He hits me up on Instagram. I didn't bother him. He hits me on Instagram. I want people to know he hits me up on Instagram. I didn't hit him up. So let's see if I can. I'm gonna mute this. So I want y'all to.
So he said what you wanted to know what FBA meant, right?
Yeah,
that's Foundational Black Americans. That means Black people, Black Americans who were non-immigrants, Black people who descended from slavery. That's what that means.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't think? So my question I wanted to ask you. Give me 1 second.
Go ahead, brother.
My question I wanted to ask you, because the thing is, for some reason you blocked me on Twitter.
Really? You must have been trolling.
Yes, you did.
You must have been trolling. What'd you do?
No, I wasn't trolling. I was just challenging you.
Oh, okay.
Because the way you was talking about Pan-Africans.
Yes.
And so I came back with the FBA thing, and I guess you blocked me for that. But I mean, it's all good. It's no big thing. But
so what was the what was the?
I just want to know
what was the issue.
My issue is that why do you attack people who claim it Pan-Africans? And I just thought that being Black alone, because we live in a country that we follow a color code, right? There's a color code like blue. So, like I said, that's on my. Y'all can finish watching that. And basically, I was saying, so he was saying FBAs or anybody that's not African or Caribbean descent or whatever the case is, which is nonsense. So I was saying, but this country follow a color code. They follow a color code. White people are white people. They're not going around saying foundational white American. I never heard white people say, well, I'm foundational white American. They don't go around saying no shit like that. They believe in unifying. I don't hear yellow people saying, well, I'm foundation of yellow American. They don't believe in none of that. I said, we follow a color code in this country. There's a color code. White lives matter, black lives matter, blue lives matter, all these colors. Because this is what only Europeans can understand. So anybody that want to check out, it's on my page. I asked him, what is white supremacy? I asked him how long we're going to fight against this white supremacy. He really didn't have no answer for it. His thing was, if I keep this going, I can make some money. If I keep putting fear in black people and saying what white people doing to us and talk about white supremacy, the spookism of white supremacy, the money will keep coming in. Black people will be too scared and they will be throwing money at me. Okay, so he's living white, but exploiting black. That's Tariq Nasheed's motive. That's Tariq Nasheed's motive. So I want to educate these fraudulent cornballs. So let's get down to it. Let's get down to it. I want to just read some of these comments real quick. So I hope Rasan got that from that loser, what he meant by F Black American. It still was very silly. I didn't get that. It just don't make any sense. Because you say Black Americans, anybody could be Black American. That was my jam in high school. Oh, Tariq Nasheed backed an openly homophobic candidate for Congress, Marcel Dixon. Wow. I'm not surprised. They really think they America. Exactly. Facts. Tariq, that don't even make sense. They don't make sense. I'm back on YouTube, so I got some catching up to do on your video. Oh, okay. RBG for life, King. RBG for life. Brother, it's good to see you. And hopefully that you come on. And I'll put the link if you want to come on. Anybody want to come on? Karen, if you want to come on, you know what I'm saying? Anybody want to come on? Brother Bakari want to come on? Y'all welcome. I'll put the link in if we could chop it up. Tell me what you learned, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I just want to just get everything out before I put the link in, because I want people to get something out of this program, because just this is basically what you're seeing is a battle between Marcus Garvey philosophy versus Frederick Douglass philosophy. And that's what you're seeing right now. So definitely. It was good to see you back, Rasan. Definitely. So let's screen share this real quick, because I want to just show some screen shares, bro. Okay. Now we already know. Let me blow this up a little bit. We already know about the first Africans that set foot. The first set of Africans that set foot was in Virginia. Now this is in Virginia. Now this is documented stuff. This is documented. Okay, they said this, the first Africans, the enslaved, we talking about enslaved Africans, the first enslaved Africans since 1607. 1607, when they landed in Virginia. Okay, so they telling you the colonists and all these Europeans come from England, right? So I don't know why black people talking about, oh, Queen Elizabeth, she passed away. All these suckers, these beta males and females, taking up for this Queen. I'm gonna you need to stop using the word Queen Elizabeth. I would say the Peckerwood Elizabeth bitch. I don't know why people is catering to her, because she benefited off of slavery, of African enslavement. Now I'm gonna say this for the record, that America, United States of America, benefited off of African labor, not Black American labor, but enslaved African labor. Not enslaved Black American labor. I want to make that perfectly clear, because we're talking about the African Holocaust. This is documented. This never said, if you see it, where does it say Foundation of Black America? Where does that say Foundation of Black America? You don't see that. You don't see that. Where's Foundation of Black America? Where's this Indigenous Black Americans at? Where are they at? They said the first Africans, the first enslaved Africans, landed in Virginia. So where do these other Black people come from? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? They don't talk about these so-called Black Americans that was enslaved. Where they at? Because they did not exist. They did not exist, people. This is documented. And they tell you, where is it located at? So let's move on. Then you say, then I've heard these so-called losers, they keep saying, well, Pan-Africa came from the white man. You got your African history come from the white man. Pan-Africans come from the white man. That came from Europe and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's read it here. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Pan-Africanist ideas first began circulating in the mid-19th century. Listen, I'm going to read this again. Pan-Africanist ideas. This is just a philosophy. Pan-Africanist means Africans of abroad, by the way. That's what Pan means, abroad. Pan-Africanist ideas first began to circulate in the mid-19th century in the United States, led by Africans from the Western Hemisphere. Led by Africans in the Western Hemisphere. Africans. The most important early Pan-African, this is before Marcus Garvey. The most important early Pan-Africans were Martin Delny, Alexander Cromwell, and both were African Americans, and you had Edward Blandon, a West Indian. Right? So I'm going to show you how these brothers look. Okay? I'm going to show you how these brothers look. Okay? So let's do it. Let's chop it up. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, hold on. So let's do it. Let me get out of here. Let me share this real quick. So I'm going to show you what these people look like. The earliest Pan-Africans. Okay, let me show you what these people are. Okay. Let me show you what these. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's Martin Delaney. That's Martin. That's him. You see his picture. Like I said, you can look this up yourself. You can look this up yourself. Okay, this is him. This is him. So that's one. There's three of them, right? That's him. So I want y'all to see this name. So we're gonna okay. Then we're gonna stop screen sharing him, and then we're gonna go to Alexander. Okay, we're gonna go to Alexander. And I want you to see how these people look. These are the earliest Pan-Africanists. Okay, another brother right here. Okay, that's him. Oh, that's okay. That's Edward. Okay, that's Edward. Okay, that's Edward with the Caribbean with the Caribbean background. Okay, that's Edward. You know what I'm saying? That's our brother. And then we have, like I said, you can look this up. These are the earliest, and as you can see, he was born in 1819. As you can see, he was born in 1819. These people came before Garvey. Okay, here's another one, and here's the Alexander right here. And he was born in 1819. I think the other brother, the first brother I showed, he was born. I think he was born in 1830s. I think 1837, I believe. Okay, so these are the earliest Pan-Africans. Okay, these are the earliest Pan-Africans, way before Marcus Garvey was even born. Okay, both of these guys was born in 1819. The other brother, I think he was born in 1837, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So those are the names that I showed. And then here comes the great Marcus Garvey. Because you got to understand, Pan-Africanism always evolving, and it gets better and better. It gets better and better. Let me show you. Let me screen share this. Okay. This is Marcus Garvey. And as you can see, he was born in 1887. He was born in 1887. He was born much later. So I want to know, how did Pan-Africanism came from white folks? I want to know what, I just want to know, how did Pan-Africanism came from white folks? We could take it further. So I showed you the first Africans. I showed you the first Africans that landed in Virginia. So now I'm going to show you the first free Africans. So let's look at that. Let's look at that. Because I like to show people, I like to teach. This is real scholarship right now. So let's do it this way. Because I want to, okay, so let's look at the Free African Society. Let's look at the Free African Society real quick. Let's do that. Okay. This is the Free African, as you can see, the Free African Society, established in 1787. Okay? And these are Pan-Africans. These are Pan-Africans. They're African people. So Pan-Africans started way, and it gets better, and it gets better, and it gets better. It gets better and gets better and gets better. But these are the people that started it all. Way before these other brothers that I showed. So it goes back further than matter of fact, it goes back further. Our people knew they came from Africa. They wasn't talking about no Black American. Where is the Black American? Where is it? And this sign that you see that in Philadelphia. The Free African Society, this sign is in Philadelphia, by the way. Okay? And as you can see, it says established in 1787 under the leadership of Richard Allen and Absalom Jones. This organization fostered identity, leadership, and a unity among Blacks. That's what Pan-Africanism is about? Unity among African people, among Black people. They became the forerunner of first African. Basically, they became the forerunners of putting race first. This is before Marcus Garvey. Yes. Let me read this. He said, English monarchy is the largest landowner in the world, killing and pillaging all over the world. Facts. Well, I think I've seen that sign riding around Philly. Yeah. It's been, this is the first, this was Pan-African. It started with us. It started with our people. It's not had nothing, white people knew where they got us from. They never said they would call you every day. Was white people called you a Negro? Do you know what Negro means? Negro means is a thing. It's an object, a black object. That's all it was. We was considered property. Negro is black in Spanish. That's what it was. But when we use the word black, we didn't call ourselves black, but we knew that the color was dominant. It means greatness. It means power. It was symbolic. And that's what Marcus Garvey said. He said we was great because our race, our complexion made us great. And this is the reason why they brought us over here so we could they needed us. These Peckerwoods needed us to build their empire, to build their nation up. They could not do it by themselves. These are the same race they thought the world was flat. So I want to show you where Pan-Africanism, that came from our people, Africans. And they spoke English, just like we speaking English. And we're not really speaking real English, by the way, because even Europeans, even if you go to Europe, they look down on their own people. Even if you go to Europe, even white people look down at their own people here in the United States. Because their English is perfect English. Do you like some great football? You like the great? Well, I forgot what that mustard they said. I forgot that they with that stupid ass accent they have. That's you would like to have to. I'm bad imitation when it comes down to these motherfuckers, but their accent is considered great and better than white so-called European American accent, because they're keeping, they didn't lose that ancient European accent. That's where if you watch Pfizer and all these other shows where you have white people with their British accent, and these are European Americans, these are white Americans. These are white Americans using British accent because they know that that's real English. And they don't, and black Americans, these so-called indigenous black Americans, they keep saying, oh, everything comes from us and we created hip hop and we did this and Africans did it. That's not true. The braiding of the hair, the Afro pick, all that came from Africa. You're taking things that you learned from the motherland and you're just upgrading it. Even it came down to the Afro pick. That came from Africa. So I'm sick and tired of black people saying, oh, we did this first and we did this first and they have nothing to do with Africa. Yes, it does. You're regurgitating everything that your ancestors taught, because what they taught, they learned from Africa. They learned from their homeland. Hip hop is African. Has nothing to do with you being a black American. That's silly. Yo, what's good, James? Shout out to James. Thank you for coming through, James. Appreciate you, brother. But yeah. So we have to, this is what I'm showing is being proud of where you come from. embracing where you come from. Pan-Africanism is African. They're not showing this. Our people did not put this up there. That's why they have signs and stuff in different places to show you, hey, we didn't come from here. We're not Americans. We're African people. We're not just some Northern Americans. And yes, we have every right to be in this country because our people fought and bled here. They didn't have to, but they did. They were forced here, and they were forced to fight in these wars. They were forced. So yes, we have every right to be in this country, and because we have fought and shed our blood, but I'm still African first. I'm still African first all day, every day. And just because I associate with my other African people from the Caribbean doesn't mean I'm going to disregard my African brothers and sisters over here in this country. That's silly talk. I'm trying to unify. It's time to unify so we can work together and rebuild Africa again. I want to screen share this. And I'm going to screen share something. I want to play one more last video. Stop screen share. I'm going to play one more last video. See if I'm missing something here. I want to show you something else. Did I say something here? Oh yeah, I'm missing something. Okay. Okay, so when Marcus Garvey came in the picture, he wanted to keep Pan-Africanism going. And now you have these FBAs, they say, well, you know, you had 100 years and what hasn't done and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, but these are the same Black Americans or FBAs that want to talk down on and say, oh, Marcus Garvey was an agent and da-da-da-da-da. And he never went to Africa, which is not true at all. He went to Africa. He only spoke to the Klan because he was letting the Klan know that, hey, if you really want us to leave, then you're going to have to put up the money for us to leave. We have no problem leaving Africa. We don't have no problem leaving your country that you stole, by the way. But you're going to have to put up the money. You're going to have to put up the money that you stole. That was the agreement. That was the agreement. Since you and the Ku Klux Klan, they didn't want no smoke with Marcus Garvey. They didn't want no smoke with Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey let them know, hey, if we unite, you ain't gonna fuck with us like that. They didn't want no smoke. That's why it was the Klan that wanted to have a truce with Garvey. It was the Klan that wanted to have a truce. They said, oh, sure, this guy's unifying. We can't, let's talk it out. But the government didn't like that. So you had the young J. Edgar Hoover, that these Black Americans, these so-called Black American FBAs love so much. So you have this cross-dresser, Peckerwood, J. Edgar Hoover, decide his whole thing was to get rid of Marcus Garvey. Let me screen share this. I forgot to screen share this. I want to share that. And we already know that this cross-dresser, the first transformer, Peckerwood, that these FBAs and these indigenous Black Americans love so much because they always trying to paint this man black. Or J. Edgar Hoover, he's really a black man. He's mixed. And they would try to darken him up. All this foolishness. But this is the same Peckerwood that said he did not want he did not want, or he was trying to prevent another black Messiah. He was trying to prevent the rise of the black Messiah. Okay? And of course, he was the one that got Marcus Garvey deported. He was the one that got, and he used coons. He used sellout black folks to infiltrate, to slander, stalk. This is what he did. This is what they did. And this is what white people have done. And they continue doing this. And they came up with FBA. They came up with the indigenous black folks. Tariq Nasheed is an agent. Yvette Carnell is an agent. And if you notice, all our greats have been either deported or got murdered. All our African messiahs either got assassinated or got deported. And now you got FBA Negroes are trying to destroy Pan-Africanism because they do not want to see the unification of African people. So they'll turn around and say, oh, J. Edgar Hoover was really a black man. And they will show younger pictures of J. Edgar Hoover, and they try to darken his skin. This is the nonsense that they do. K.W. Don said, what benefit is to claim gay Edgar Hoover as black? That's what I want to know, K.W. Don 7. What is the benefit for that? I never could understand that. But I know you heard that before too. There is no benefit. There is no benefit. That is so true. But he was the one that got rid and slowed down the progress because we was doing it. Marcus Garvey, the Black Line starships, the Black Line, and they couldn't get him on anything, so they came up with this. Or let's put this propaganda out to make it seem he was stealing money. Let's get him on a fraud situation. Let's make it seem he was stealing money and stealing people's money from his black owned business, which he was the first one that got black people into investing into the Black Star Line company. He was the one that was doing commerce with African people, and white folks did not like that. People like J. Edgar Hoover did not like that. But it's the FBAs that embraced J. Edgar Hoover J. Edgar Hoover is their hero. I had one B-Rap. Everybody is their hero except African people. I had one B-Rap sucker, aka Snitch, which I'm going to get into that, the snitch part. He said Bruce Lee was his hero. This is the reason why he wear the Kung Fu outfits. He had old videos of him wearing the Enter the Dragon outfits. Where had Bruce Lee? Bruce Lee married a white woman. He didn't marry his own women. Bruce Lee was even a sellout. So, and that's probably why they did him in, to be honest with you, because there's certain things you just don't do. You don't go against the culture. You don't be sharing secrets with your enemies. And that's probably why they murdered Bruce Lee, or Bruce Lee got murdered, or he died. I don't know how he died or whatever the case, but they were saying that he probably got assassinated or got killed or whatever the case. His own people did it to him because he was sharing too many of his ancient Chinese secrets. But you got Negroes saying that's his hero. He was the hero. Never mind, they have many Black African people that mastered the arts. Hell, even Michael J. White said that he could beat Bruce Lee. I believe it. Shout out to Michael J. White. Michael J. White is one of my favorite martial artists. And he mastered. And he even said, I can beat Bruce Lee if Bruce Lee was still alive. This is the reason why they shadow ban or try to not give Michael J. White any type of real movie deals, and he makes really good movies, by the way. Michael J. White is one of my heroes. Love his movies. Michael J. White married his sister. Went to Africa. Man, I mean, I can go on and on with that brother, but that brother, he's my hero. Shout out to Michael J. White. But I never heard Black men turn around and say, yo, Michael J. White. No, they won't say that. They'll turn around and say, oh, Bruce Lee is my hero. The greatest fighter in the world. Please. He wasn't that good. I don't have to mention no names, sister. I don't have to mention no names, sister. You already know. But this is the reason why Pan-Africans slowed down, because of this Fruit Loop piece of shit right here that I'm showing in the picture. But let me play you my good brother Afro Think Tank. I'm going to show you. This is going to be my last video that I'm going to play. And by the way, let me show you this. Let me say this real quick, because it's something else I want to play. Show you real quick. They always want to show. They always want to say these FBAs or whatever. They always say they want to try to unite with the Moranos, what they call Mexicans or brown people, whatever they want to call. They want to unite with them, and they want to be their brother. They want to unite with the Moranos. But Mexicans, they don't like African people. I want to give a shout out to Forecast, my good brother Forecast. Shout out to brother Forecast. People need to subscribe. When I link up with these people, I need people to subscribe to these people, man. I want people to subscribe to the alphas. We are alphas. We not betas. We alphas. So this is what Mexicans. This is what Mexicans look at us. This is what they think about us. These are stamps, by the way. These are Mexican stamps. These are Mexican mail-in stamps. This is how they view African people. This is how they view us. They don't like us. And they have every right not to like us. Now, I don't know, we never made, now see, African people, see, see, that's one thing about us. We don't go around making fun of them. I never see one black person on YouTube make fun of any other race of people but themselves. You just saw Tariq Nasheed made fun. He made a video of our good brother Brandon, calling him a bear and and all this other stuff. You have these negropeans that will make all these satire videos. I had one of them called me a sewer rat. You had one B-rap sucker snitch called me a sewer rat. Now I know he ain't from the streets, because where I'm from, a rat is somebody that snitch on somebody that snitch on their friends, pretty much. They snitch on their friends because they trying to get lesser time. That's what a rat does. That's what Tekashi 6ix9ine, and so even Tekashi 6ix9ine say, yeah, I'm a rat. He even admit that he's a rat. He said, yeah, I snitched. Because he wasn't trying to look at 40 years. But the B-rap is a snitch. We already know this B-rap sucker is a snitch, because he proved, and he's the one that went to the white man or told the white man on a black woman in court. He was the one that filed a lawsuit running and telling to the white man's court, telling on a black woman in court. He's the real snitch. Who did I snitch on? Who did I snitch on? Who did I rat it on? I didn't take nobody to court. But this beta male B-rap snitch, he did that. He ran and told the white man what this black woman was doing to him, even though he was doing the same damn thing to everybody. Running to Google and telling he's harassing me. He's the biggest rat. I don't live in no sewer. My place looked like a palace. My place looked like a palace. But this rat lives in a sewer. This rat has a small apartment and it's cluttered full of old 80s and 70s garbage. I even showed you that this man still has a VCR in his house. And he still has old, dusty VHSs in his house. So he didn't know I caught that. A 2010 classic video that he showed. Still rocking dusty VCRs and VHSs at his house. But he don't keep nothing up to date because he don't believe keeping nothing up to date. He's still living in the past. But don't remember, he's one step in a nursing home. He's one step in a nursing home. And he's a typical beta male. But he don't never make fun of Europeans. You don't make fun at the Peckerwood. You don't do satire videos of the Peckerwood because beta males don't do that. They're afraid of their enemies. And you have these people who don't look like us make fun of us for years. They make stamps out of us, minstrel shows. make comic books about us. And I don't see none of these beta male negropeans, Black Americans, or FBAs attacking these motherfuckers. And I'm talking about on a constant basis. They don't do that. They don't do that. These people are not our brothers. They are not our sisters. They are our enemies. They are the front runners of our oppressors. And we show them no love. They don't make videos about them. They don't make videos about the Mexicans, the Moranos. They don't make mixed. They don't make that. This is how Mexicans view us. This is how they look at us. I had one B-rap song, I hate, talking about how he hate a black woman. There's one, the B-rap bozo that always talk shit about. He's talking about how he hates the black woman. But there was a white woman that made a whole channel about him, and he didn't say nothing about her. And he never used the word hate when it came down to the Peckerwood bitch. Something is terribly wrong. So I'm gonna play you what Afro Think Tank said, because he pretty much said the same thing. And I'm gonna go in on the beta male and the Afro male. Because this piggyback on what I've been saying. So let me show this. This is the last screenshot I'm gonna share. And I want you to listen to this brother. Another Pan-African brother speaking facts. So let's get it.
You still got his religion. You still worship it. And then the Muslims, hell, what? Islam? That American Islam shit? A Turkish dude, Turkish European type dude who started that shit. That's still white people shit. That Islam, that Americans, that's white people shit. Christians, white people shit. And Judaism, white people shit. Y'all still using white people shit. Y'all don't want to use anything African because you don't see any value in your own shit. Yet y'all want to be proud black. You can't be proud and black and disassociate shit with your thing that makes you black, which is Africa. African people, African culture, African spirit, the African heart. You want all the good things out of Africa without connecting yourself, because you want to be real close to that white man because you're comfortable underneath your oppressor. You like that shit. You like being oppressed. Oppressors come. We're so good at coping. We can cope with that level of oppression as long as it doesn't reach a certain height. And when it does get to that height, we just go out, bitch, moan, and cry and whine on grabbing the white man's ankles and shit. Please stop doing this to me. They calm down for a little bit to shut us up, and then we get right back in our comfort zone. Every time. You don't know if a few more rappers died this week. You don't know them until they die. No one cares. Right? No one cares. But as soon as a white cop shoots a black guy, it could be justified. Maybe he was a criminal. Maybe he had a gun. What would you do in that situation? You don't know. Everybody want to go out and protest. Fucking protest. What's a protest? A protest is a bunch of people whining and crying. Protesters it has its moments where it's necessary, when you want to make something, want the public to know or be aware of something. But everybody's aware of what's happening to black people in America. We don't need to protest. We need action. Got a bunch of rich people out here, rich black coons with money that want to talk that shit, but they don't want to put their money behind the things that come out their mouth. Even though they are the progenitors and they're the ones who push and reinforce the degenerateness of the black community. And those are the people are the Europeans. They take those guys and say, hey, these are your leaders, black people. They're laughing at us. They literally give us our revolutionary leaders that's sponsored by them. It's ridiculous, man. Black people in America need to find a sense of independence from this European and find the blackness in you, find that African within you. We are fully capable. It's all in here. That's what the battle is. And that's why Pan-Africanism is so dangerous. That's why everybody's attacking Pan-Africanism. That's why the FBA, sponsored by the white people, are attacking Pan-Africanism. Because it doesn't make any logical sense to attack a group of people whose whole idea is unity amongst black people. Does that even make sense? Think about it. Think about it real quick. And we're going to have a dramatic pause. Why would any black group or organization attack Pan-Africanism when Pan-Africanism is about unifying all black people despite their ethnic and religious differences so that it could work together economically and socially? Let's put it in the box. There has to be an agenda. Just really think about it. Pan-Africanism is this new form of Pan-Africanism that we're developing. You see, Pan-Africanism evolves. It adapts to its current situation. The people who are considered Pan-Africans become smarter. We become more aware because of the mistakes that the other Pan-Africans have made. And as it becomes more efficient, more evolved, more capable, the powers that be, yo massa, they will do anything to make sure it doesn't see the light of day. That's why they'll send their house nigga minions. They'll make some more videos, keep the division going. They'll keep their house nigga minions, coon porch monkeys, the FBA. They'll send them out there to hate and be racist and xenophobic, unprovoked. Think about it. Pan-Africans don't go to anybody else's page and really talk to them at all. We mind their business over here with the people that want to work with us. They literally try to infiltrate us and dissuade us from working together, literally. And then you ask them, well, what's your issue? They'll say, well, an African hurt my feelings. Or they'll say, I was a Pan-African, but nobody else was supporting it. So I decided not to be a Pan-African. So basically what it means is you were too weak. You were too weak. When I hear people say that, what that tells me, if you were a former Pan-African and you're not now, you're just some sort of xenophobic, such and such. What that means is you were a weak Pan-African, because what you wanted was validation for your hard work. Pan-Africans, we don't need and we don't seek validation. We want the change. We don't care what you think about us. We don't care this reciprocation from certain individuals. We don't care if somebody hurts our feelings, because there's an overall larger goal here. And we don't care about individual relationships that may have went sour. That's not enough to deter us from the greater mission. But you see, we got a lot of weak people that call themselves Pan-African. They weren't really about that Pan-African action because somebody hurt their feelings. So now, and they actually end up being the problem. The whole reason why Pan-Africanism is necessary, because their weak cracks starts to create more division, which requires more Pan-Africanism. So it's okay, because Pan-Africanism is moving and shaking. Everybody knows it's the most dangerous movement. They see it. If you don't think these guys see that, damn, these black guys are organizing, they're talking about leaving. You think the white folks want us to leave? Are you crazy? Do you know how intricate we are in this government, in this society and corporations? Can you imagine what happens if we decided to take our energy and power and talents and point it into a different direction to try to benefit our own selves and don't benefit them? We've been benefiting them for 500 years. What happens when we stop benefiting them? What would the Europeans be without us? Ask yourself that. What would the Europeans be without us? How advanced would they be without us and our inventions and our technology and all the things that we brought and all of our work and all of our blood, sweat, and tears? Where would they be right now? That's all I got to say for now, guys. Apple Think Tank, learn some, teach them. I'm out.
But there you have it. He said it best. So let's go into it. Because I love when he said that these former Pan-Africans, they were weak because someone hurt their feelings. Well, I used to be Pan-African. I'm not pro with that pro-black stuff. Yeah, I've heard that before. I'm not going to mention no names. But when that person was a Pan-African, you got these former Pan-Africans, they used to say stuff like, and you could always know a beta male. This is what I'm saying about the beta male former Pan-Africans, because they would start off using these mighty terms, right, on their YouTube pages. I noticed that, right? They always say these grand, noble titles on their YouTube page, like African supremacy or black supremacy. African supremacy, black supremacy, knowing damn well they cannot live up to that. You got to live up to that. And they realize, like the brother said, when they realize they can't make no money off of it, or somebody hurt their feelings, they jump ship. They're weak. They're beta males. Beta males are weak. African supremacy, black supremacy, all these grand terms. Okay, so what are you supreme of? What are you supreme of? Are you depriving resources from other races so to build up your race? Are you passing laws against other races of people so your race could benefit? Are you doing that? They might be still drinking that Flint dirty water in Michigan because it's fucking up their brain cells. They fucking up their brain cells, son. You fucking up your brain cells. Because that's what make you if you claim you're supremacy, you claim that you're supreme, then you're supposed to prove that through your actions, not just putting it as a title on some YouTube. Because that comes with responsibility. And as soon as when people realize that you're a beta male and you're weak, all of a sudden, and now you on some, well, let me be xenophobic and let me start attacking Pan-African, and you're a fucking fraud. You're weak. You're a beta male. Just like you have those that said, well, I'm not pro-black no more, and I believe in racial harmony, and I'm not into this we got to get out this race garbage. And I used to be I used to think like that. I used to be pro-black. I used to be down with the Nation of Islam for 10 years. I used to be down with the new Black Panther Party for 15 years. Yeah, you was down with them, but you was no alpha. You was no alpha. You was there to take orders like you was working at a fast food restaurant. Hello, welcome to the Nation of Islam. Can I take your order, please? You a beta male. You was a beta male, and they treated you like a beta male. That's all you was doing, was taking orders. You was a fucking follower. You was a servant. That's all you was. You can't compare yourself. These beta male black Muslims or whatever they call themselves, they always try to relate themselves to people like Malcolm X, who was an alpha. Just think about that. Elijah Muhammad chose Malcolm X because he knew Malcolm X was an alpha. He chose Malcolm X over the other ministers who came before Malcolm, because Elijah Muhammad knew that all those other ministers were beta males. That's why they were jealous of Malcolm. When you enjoy these organizations, and people got to understand, when you join these organizations like the new Black Panther Party or the Nation of Islam, they already know who's going to be an alpha and who's going to be a beta. They already know. And guess what? After Malcolm got finished with the Nation of Islam, he became a what? His own leader. Same thing with Farrakhan. Farrakhan chose Khalid Muhammad because Khalid Muhammad is what? A alpha male. He chose Khalid Muhammad over the other ministers who came before him. And he chose Khalid Muhammad. And after Khalid Muhammad was kicked out, or after he got what he wanted of the Nation of Islam, guess what? Khalid Muhammad came a what? An alpha. These beta male negropeans, these negropeans, always want to relate, these beta male suckers always want to relate to these alpha males. And they don't come close. And they think about wearing a pin, they think about wearing a t-shirt and talk about Malcolm all day. No, you're not respected like that. That's why these beta males fear me. Let me tell you something. I would challenge all of them, thousands, millions of them. They cannot defeat alphas like me. Brother Bakari is an alpha. Brother Forecast is an alpha. MG2 is an alpha. And that's what sisters are attracted to, alpha males. You will always know who a beta male, because we don't have nothing to prove. We're not, like the brother said, we're not looking for validation. We don't care who like us or not. We're not trying to make friends with our enemies. And just like Marcus Garvey said, you got no good black people here, and there will be no good black people in Africa. So fuck them. And that's what he really wanted to say. I love that. Marcus Garvey talked about black enemies in our race. Can't unify with these certain black people. Marcus Garvey was looking for alphas. Why do you think these beta males always talking about how bad Africa is? They never been to these countries. They don't even talk about their own neighborhood. Oh, I want to talk about the spooky side of Africa. Someone say the dark side of Africa. They talking about the spook. They always talking about the spooky side of Africa. But they don't want to talk about the spooky side that goes on their own fucking block. You got these negropeans that live in shit neighborhoods, prostitution, drug addicts, homeless, still drinking dirty, filthy water. And what are they doing? They worrying about a small section in Africa and talking about how bad it is and putting up these old videos. Oh, look what they did. They shot a woman and her kids. But you going that through your neighborhood. That's in your neighborhood. They shooting they shooting black babies in your neighborhood. They shooting women down in the neighborhood. And you don't say nothing about that. And these supposed to be black people. You don't talk about that. Were you ashamed? Why don't you talk about the dark side of North America to those crack babies out there? Why don't you talk about that? But they want to run their mouth because someone hurt their feelings. Beta male scumbags. Let's talk about it. I don't fuck with beta. If I know that you're a beta, man, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with beta bitches either. I don't fuck with them. They losers. Beta women or feminist women. Feminism. Feminists. I do not like feminist women, especially black women. Cynthia G is a feminist. She's a beta bitch. I don't fuck with her. Anytime when you say it's good to abort black babies, I don't mess with you. You're dangerous. And you need to be dealt with her fake ass eyelashes, her fake ass wig. And that's all she does is mess with dusty betas. That's all she messes with is dusty beta black men. Then she had a baby by a dusty dude? And now you're mad because that beta man did not want to marry you? So we got to get away from that. I don't pay attention to these beta Negroes out here, these negropeans. They scumbags. They're going to talk about a country that they never been. Go to those countries. Go to those countries. But none of them don't have passports. They don't want passports. They just want to stay on their block, stay in their small apartment, or they roach-infested house. Get on YouTube all day and smoke dust, mix their crack and weed, drink, smoke, worrying about what other black people are saying. Or Robert Perkins. Yeah, he didn't marry Cynthia G. Had a baby by and walked away. And he has other kids. He's a dusty. I don't got nothing. I don't have any personal against the brother, but he's a dusty. He's a dusty. He's a dusty. He's a dusty. Let me play you one. I'm gonna play you a video. What even I would even call out young Pharaoh. He's a beta male. Let me see if I can pull up young Pharaoh. Hold on. Let me show you how much of a bitch nigga he is. I don't like young Pharaoh. I don't like young Pharaoh. Let me see if I will pull his bitch ass up too. Beta suckers. Like I said, these are waste. We got to put them in a waste basket. We got to put these motherfuckers in a waste basket. Let me see if I can find his punk ass. Let me go here. Hold on. Let me show you this piece of shit. I don't even like cursing too much on here, but now let's see if I can find his ass somewhere. Let me see if I can find his ass on here. Okay, hold on. Let me play this shit real quick. Well, I might have to say this for another video. I might have to do it. I'm gonna have to say this for another video. I don't want to drag too long with this. You know, I'll say that for another video. I'll say that for another video. And I'm gonna get into more of the beta males and alpha males, and I'm gonna use young Pharaoh. I'll say that for another video. Oh yeah, she's definitely not marriage material. She's definitely not marriage material. That's all she does is down black men, and it doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how positive. It doesn't matter if you do the right thing. You would not be. You would still be a scum in her eyes because she's miserable. But she's a feminist. She's a feminist. I do not like feminist women. I look down on feminist women. I don't care what race they are. I don't look down on feminist women. If you're a feminist, I'll tell any woman, if you're a feminist, I look down on you. And I did a whole program on that about feminist women, especially feminist black women. I look down. They are the worst. How the hell you going to be black and we struggling in this country and you're going to be a feminist and you're going to separate yourself from the black man who's trying to do something right, who's trying to stand by you? And then she's going to put out that lie talking about, oh, black men ain't good fathers and they banded their kids. I mean, just putting this damn lie out there, just lying. Let me tell you something. I went to my daughter's school when it was fathers taking your kids to school day or something like that. And I'm seeing a nice amount of black fathers taking their babies to school. Like, we will stop everything for our children. We will stop everything for our babies because we want to see them grow. We want to see them better. We want to see, that's the whole point of Pan-Africanism. All that is to better the next generation. And we got to equip them with the knowledge this time. We don't hold nothing back. Teach them the great things and the great things about Africa. We're not going to sit there and show the negative about their history, about their heritage, their African heritage, their African lineage. We're going to show them, prove them they come from their history is great and powerful. There's nothing white in my house. There's nothing white in my house. And we have to show that being African is beautiful. I'm not saying Africa, yes, do that, yes, because of bad government, not all of them, because of bad government, yes, Africa got their shortcomings. Because of interference, bad government, yes, we understand all of that. But there's a beauty side too. Just like every continent and country. You don't hear white people talking about how bad Europe is. I never heard white people say, telling other white people, oh, don't go to Europe. It's bad over there. See how they killing each other? And yes, you do have white on white crime in Europe. But I've actually seen white people say, hey, go back to Europe. Go to Europe. Go to Germany. Go to this place. Go to bed because you're and they are white people telling other white people to do this. Hey, you know what? You know that you'll make more money if you go to here in France. You make more money. Da, da, da. And this is how they communicate. We the only race of people that don't want to have any connection with our motherland. But that's because of interference. That's because the whole interference of the United States government. They don't want us to leave. Just like Afro Think said. He said, Afro Think Tank said, he said, they don't want us to leave. They don't want us to leave. So they will push the coons. They will push the sellout negropeans on us and say, yo, look, this is your leader. They will get people like Yvette Carnell and Tariq Nasheed to push this. Oh, you're a Black American. Let's love America, love America, love America. Love white folks, love white folks, love white folks. White people is not really your enemy. It's Black people is your enemy. This is what they're saying. Be a Christian, be a Christian, be a Christian, be a Muslim, be a Muslim. Even though all that is white shit. Just water us down. Keep showing these celebrities with white women and white men. This is what they're doing. And Black people are soaking it up. They don't see through this shit. They too weak. Beta males are weak. They're disgusting. They lower than low. And we have to separate ourselves from them. So yes, they would try to talk our talk in the beginning, but they always show their hand because we would test them. Alphas would test you. You'll come acting like you're alpha, but you're really a beta man, beta. And then when you know that you can't cut it, then you get mad and make hundreds videos about somebody. You want to make fun and make satire videos, but at the same time, the enemy is getting richer and richer and laughing at your stupid dumb ass. Make mockeries of you, make stamps out of you. Still making videos how did they show this white man trying to play on Black people, going up to this sister, calling her the N-word jokingly. And I think she threw something at his ass. Still playing with you. White people are playing with you. They don't care about your life like that. And these beta males and these beta females, they think, see, all white people ain't bad, and my best friend is white, and you got this one B-rap snitch. He's like, oh, it was Black people that called me the N-word. White people was nice to me. But who taught them? Who taught you to use the N-word? Who taught you to make fun of your complexion? Who taught you about how big your nose is, how thick your lips is? Who taught you that? Like Malcolm X said, did you learn anything from Malcolm X since you claim since these people claim they've been in the Nation of Islam? Did you learn anything from Malcolm X? Well, who taught you how to hate yourself? We didn't come over out here hating ourselves. The paper bag tests and all this other stuff that they have done to us to hate ourselves. And in 2000, in a new millennium, in 2022, going on 2023, in 3 more months, we still going to be this redundant bullshit. It's still happening, and Black people don't give a shit. And only Pan-African is saying, let's unify. If you don't want to be called African, let's unify, just saying that we Black. Let's use what they gave us and use it as a weapon towards them. You don't want to be called African? Okay, let's have a united Black nation. How about that? When you hear that stupid ass broad from this beta bitch that I just played, she's like, oh, they trying to, Pan Africa trying to steal what we try to get. They trying to steal our stuff. What stuff? You don't own no reparations. Reparations only applies to the African Holocaust. And by you saying that you're an American, you can't ask for reparations. And these are hobos that just get on social media crying. Still following that 200-year Frederick Douglass philosophy. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic. But I think I'm going to do the next live. And I'm going to talk about more of Cynthia G. And I'm going to talk more of young Pharaoh. They both betas. They're both betas. They're not alphas. You know, anytime when young Pharaoh get rid of his black woman to get with a white bitch, and both of these women go to his house, tear up his shit, he don't do nothing about it. You're an alpha. They don't respect you. The black man and the black woman and the white woman don't respect you. That's where they go to your house and break up your shit. And he sit there, she come over and she broke up my shit. She broke up this statue and because they don't respect you. This is the same man that shot up the baby mother. This is the same. Oh, shout out to Information Man. What's up, brother? Information man in the house. What's good, King? But yeah, I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play how he confessed. Young Pharaoh, the beta male, the sucker, how he shot his baby mother, how he shot Goldie, that's his baby mother. She's a beautiful girl, by the way, beautiful sister. Shot up her house while his kids was in the house. I don't have no respect for a man like that. But you got beta males taking up for him. And I've seen that. These are people that I know, the beta suckers, the snitches, the rats, the crack babies. They take up for people like that. Young Pharaoh is also a Trump supporter. He's supposed to be a man of ancient Kemet. Yes. Yes. And he hates black women, the way he talks about black women. This is young Pharaoh, Mr. Ancient Kemet guy, who's into ancient Kemet. But he's another one that talks against black women. He's a beta. See, and I always tell people, don't let this, because he knows this Taibo karate thing, and he talks gangster on the internet. Don't fall for that trick. Betas always act like they tough. But you're shooting at a woman. You never shot at a dude. You shooting at a woman. He got locked up for selling drugs. He didn't get locked up for shooting at real motherfuckers. He shot up. Went to locked up. When he talking about how he got locked up of drug dealing. So only person you're gonna shoot at a woman and you're gonna shoot at your own kids. I have no respect for you. That's what beta males do. They're weak. So I don't want nobody to get nothing twisted with this bitch ass dude. And I was saying in his face. So I don't get on this YouTube shit. Because if he was really about that life, And he's always, and that's another thing. They always asking, drop your addy, drop your, like he asks what, drop your addy. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. That's how beta males do. Give me your address. Drop your addy. That's what beta males. They always got to show and prove how tough they are. But they the biggest cowards. They the biggest cowards. This man, this beta sucker talks black but sleeps white. Matter of fact, young Pharaoh even moved into a white neighborhood. He moved to a white neighborhood, but you're supposed to be ancient Kemet. You're supposed to be pro-black. Oh, I'm going to play all that shit. Oh, yeah, he's a big-time Trump supporter. Big time. But this is what people follow. He's a beta male. He's a sucker. He's a sucker. He's a midget. I have no respect for him. Anytime when you talking about you shooting up your baby's mother's house, and when you got you shooting at a woman, you about to murder a woman or you murder your babies or what, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. Especially when it comes down to babies. The children, I don't care if it's his or not. I have a problem with that. Alphas has problem with that. It's the beta males that would ride with him and feel sorry for him. Cynthia G, she's a feminist piece of shit. She's garbage. She's garbage. She's another beta bitch I don't respect. I would spit on her. Real talk. Snatch her wig off her face. I'll do it. With that thick ass makeup she got. She's a piece of shit. Talking about black babies. No, I don't play that. That Margaret Singer, for like everybody's into this Margaret, and as she's practicing with Margaret, say, I told you, these people are not our people. He also, Young Pharaoh also said that it's the white militia is going to protect black folks. We need the white militia. The KKK became the white militia. All of them are not wearing hoods. That hood stuff is old-fashioned. These KKK, they are involving now. They get into the white militia thing now. These are the bear hunters. These are the people. That's why you notice, that's why they go and practice by killing bears and all that. Killing deers. Just to be killing them. Because they wanted to practice. Why are they doing that? Oh, I heard stories how they gutting the bear open and doing all this sick, crazy shit. We got to prepare ourselves. These people are not playing. But see, you got these beta males. They think everything is a joke. And then as soon as you say something against their foolishness, they want to threaten your life. I'm all about the smoke. None of these beta males can defeat me. None of them. Thousands, millions of them that can never defeat me. None of them. Young Pharaoh is pussy. He's a pussycat to me. He's a coward. Tariq Nasheed, he's a coward. Just like when I talked about Bozo Muhammad, I'll challenge him to a fight. These guys are cowards. Beta male. Bozo Muhammad's a beta male. Cowards. Can't defeat me. When I went to Philadelphia because he asked me, I wanted to go. So I came to support him. He knew he felt a certain way about me then. So how come he didn't front on me? Because he's a beta male. But you want to get on YouTube and talk tough. This is what beta males do. Bunch of coward. Yes. And that's what they do. Beta males are the most cowardly people on this planet. They cowardly. They run their mouth on YouTube. They talk like they gangster on YouTube. But when you see them in person, they won't do nothing. They won't do nothing. When I saw Bozo Muhammad, a beta male, he did not front on me. But then he go on YouTube, and all of a sudden he wants to run his mouth. These people, they talk about one thing, or they act like they pro-black, but next, as soon as somebody hurt their feelings, or they can't make no money off of it, they jump ship and they want to talk against Pan-Africanism. They want to talk about Africa that they never been. They never been. But they won't attack the black people, that they don't attack the gang bangers in their neighborhood. They won't feed the homeless. They won't take care of the dirty Flint, Michigan water over there. They won't do that. Or the one that happened, or I think it's Jacksonville or whatever, the one in Mississippi, how they drinking dirty water in Mississippi. They won't fix that. They claim they was born in Mississippi. I'm from Mississippi, but you won't fix the issue over there. So this is what we're facing. This is what we're facing. And because the United States government want to keep black people where they at, this is what we are now up against. FBA is really FBI. FBA is really FBI. They're all in cahoots. So they can change the name. They can say they ADOS. They can say they FBA. They can say they Indigenous Black American. They all in cahoots. They're all part of it. And they all hate African people. They do not want to see us unified. As you can see, they can't even unify among themselves. Their job is to keep black people divided as much as they can through the propaganda of the white government. And most of these black FBA Negroes are living in slums. They are living in poverty. That's why that scumbag feminist bitch could not even say what she do for a living, because she's living off the government. Her daddy is white. Her daddy is the white government. And she's begging and pleading for reparations she don't deserve. She don't deserve it. So this is what we're facing today. So I want to show that. I just want to prove that. I'm over 3 hours. I'm just going to give a quick shout out real quick. Want to give a shout out to Cool Gamer. Want to give a shout out to Sister Karen. Karen, I'm so glad to see you. I hope. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me put the link in. Let me pick. If anybody want to come up and say their piece before I leave, I'm gonna just put the link in. Anybody want to come up? Karen, if you could come up, you can come up if you like. I did promise I'll put the link in. So anybody want to come up, say their piece, what they think about the program. If you learned something, you didn't learn something, I'm cool with it, but it's just that, hey, what it is what it is. But we have to we have to be real with it. This is what it's all coming from. This Frederick Douglass philosophy Black people are still practicing. I want to give a shout out to KW Dawn 7, Sister Raw, Brother Rashid, Tanzan, Brother Bakari, let me see, Rodrigo, the brother named Rodrigo, Good Vibes, Rawson, Brother Rawson, Big James Gipp, the Information Man, what else? I think that's everybody. But so I'll put the link in. I'll give it maybe a few more minutes. She said, "Thanks, Brother Guy. I have to run to the store and get Sunday dinner. I enjoyed the commentary. Good night. Blessings." All right, no problem. Good night, sis. I'm glad you came through. Appreciate you. Hope to see you again soon. So yeah, this has been. So I hope everybody enjoyed this program. I just had to speak my piece, but I think I'm going to go in on Young Pharaoh and talk more about Cynthia G next time. But since nobody don't want to come on and join the live feed, just hit that like button, share the program. But yeah, this is what we are up against now. So we have to. Know the difference between. We got to separate the real from the fake, and that's what we're doing right now. But Pan-Africanism is rising. It's rising again, and we doing really good. We making clothes. We feeding our people. We doing everything. Okay, we eat. We feeding our people. Brother Bakari shows that. We clothing our people. We doing the best we can. We keeping it alive. And we're going to see FBA is dwindling. So the government will have to come up with something new. The government, this United States, they don't sleep. So they'll come up with a new trend. They'll come up with something else. This FBA is not going to last too long. I'll give it by the end of the year. I'll give it the end of the year. You won't not going to hear no more FBAs. That's it. It's gone. It's done. It's done. So with that said, family, I'm out of here. And wish everybody a safe weekend and a productive weekend. RBG for life. All day, every day. Peace.